Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Common Theatre and welcome to the 2022 Senior House Drama Competition. It seems a long time getting here. You're about to see 80 people perform 12 different plays. They've been working, it seems, non-stop for the last month, and this last week in particular has been very trying for them, but they have risen to that challenge and done an extraordinary job. Could I give a special warm welcome to our adjudicator, Mr. Theo Fraser-Steele. Theo is an actor. He's come hot foot from the set of The Crown in London. I've known Theo since he was 11, and he's now and so a long time, and in that time he's had the most illustrious career as an actor. One of the pieces tonight is The Importance of Being Earnest, and I certainly recall seeing seeing Theo play Algernon Moncrief opposite Dame Patricia Routledge in the Savoy Theatre for a year, having actually played that part in Australia with her for a year. He certainly appeared in the Tricycle Theatre company production of Guantanamo, which won so many awards. It's extraordinary. It's a piece of verbatim theatre. You might well have seen Theo on a whole multitude of television programmes. He played opposite Dame Judi Dench in Mrs. Brown. I think I was just about to say that, wasn't I? And I'm sure he'll tell you about the million other things he does. He's a brilliant writer as well, and we're very, very delighted that you're with us, and thank you for coming all the way. That's absolutely wonderful. I don't want to talk too much more tonight, other than to thank a couple of people, which is Mrs. Claire Whitfield, who has created all the costumes tonight, and our two extraordinary students, Joseph Hong and Charlotte James, who are operating sound and light. Charlotte actually trained herself to work abroad on Monday in 3 hours. They have done the most extraordinary job. I'm incredibly proud of everybody tonight. I just hope you have a really fantastic evening. We'll have an interval, probably about 8:35. Enjoy this evening. Thank you.
I only finished school last summer term.
I expect you find it a bit strange.
I do a bit.
My name's Osborne. I'm second in command of the company. You only call me sir and come to the men.
Oh?
You'll find the other officers call me uncle.
I see. Thanks.
What's your name?
Rawley.
And you're Rawley. The master at rugby.
Oh, he may be a relation. I've got lots of uncles and things like that.
We've only just moved into these trenches. Captain Sterrett demands the company.
I know. It's a frightful bit of luck.
Why? You know him?
Yes, rather. We were at school together. Well, at least I was only a kid. He was one of the bigger fellows. He's 3 years older than I am.
He's up in the front line at present, looking after relief. He's a splendid chap.
Isn't he? He played skipper of rugger at Barford and played wicket for the 11. A jolly good bat too.
Rugger and cricket seem a long way from here.
They do, rather.
You're at school with Stanhope. I wonder if he'll remember you.
Oh, I think he'll remember me. You see, it wasn't just that we were at school together. Our fathers were friends, and Dennis used to come and stay with us in the holidays. Of course, at school I didn't see much of him, but in the holidays we were terrific pals.
He's a fine company commander.
Oh, I bet he is. He came down to the school when he was on leave. He looked splendid. It sort of made me feel...
Keen?
Yes, keen. Keen to get out here. I was frightfully keen to get into Dennis's regiment. I thought with perhaps a bit of luck I might get into the same battalion.
It's a big fluke to have got into the same company.
I know. It's an amazing bit of luck. You see, when I was at base, I did an awful thing. You see, my uncle's at the base. He's in charge of detailing officers to different regiments.
General Raleigh.
Yes. I went to see him on the quiet and asked if he could get me into this battalion. He'd been ahead of course, so I got to be treated like everybody else.
Yes.
And the next day, I was told I was coming to this battalion. Funny, wasn't it?
Extraordinary coincidence.
And when I got to battalion headquarters, and the colonel told me to report to G Company, I could have cheered! I expect Dennis would be frightfully surprised to see me. I've got a message for him.
From the colonel?
No, from my sister.
Your sister?
Yes. You see, Dennis used to stay with us, and naturally my sister... Well, perhaps I ought to not.
That's all right. I didn't actually know that Stanhope...
They're not officially engaged.
No?
She'll be awfully glad I'm with him here. I can write and tell her all about him. He doesn't say much in his letters. Can we write often?
Oh, yes. Letters are collected every day.
You don't think Dennis will mind my sort of forcing myself into his company?
No, of course he won't. You say it's a good time since you last saw Stanhope?
Let's see. Summer last year. Nearly a year ago.
You know, Raleigh, you mustn't expect to find him quite the same.
Oh?
He's been out here a long time. It tells on man, rather badly.
Of course, I suppose it does.
You may find he's a little quick-tempered.
Oh, I know Dennis's old temper. He went to pour some chaps in a study with a bottle of whiskey. Pulled the roof nearly blew off.
If you notice a difference in Stanhope, you know it's only the strain.
Of course.
Now, let's see. Have you got your blankets?
Yes, in my pack.
Better ways to unpack it when you know where you're sleeping.
Right.
Right. Trust going on duty directly. Better go with him. To
Right.
left.
Of course.
I told Hibbert he'd be relieved at 8. 5 to now. You'd better go.
Righto. Thanks for the whiskey.
Poor little devil.
I know there's not. I'll have to go round.
Somebody help me! Always take inside!
Handmaid wouldn't get far trying to escape. The escapes with twisted sheets or a chandelier. I try not to think about those escapes. Thinking can hurt your chances, and I intend to survive. I intend to survive for her. My name is Offred. I had another name before, but it's forbidden now. So many things are forbidden now. Welcome to our world!
Welcome to Gilead! They made such a mess of everything. They filled the air with chemicals and radiation and poison. So God whipped up a special plague just for them. A plague of infertility. Do you blame him? I most certainly do not. Welcome. Find your places, please. And as birth rates fell, what did they do? They made things worse. Can you imagine? Birth control pills, morning after pills, murdering babies in the womb. How could they have done such a thing? Such wickedness. They were dirty women. But you are special girls. Fertility is a gift directly from God. You will bear children for them. You're so lucky, so privileged. But there is more than one kind of freedom. Freedom to and freedom from. In the days of anarchy, it was freedom to. Now you are being given freedom from. Don't underestimate it.
Welcome to the friggin' loony bin! Jesus!
All right. Let's be quiet like little mice. Welcome to the Rachel and Leah Center! You! What the hell? Get your hands off me! Who's at fault here, girls?
Her fault.
Her fault! Her fault! And what do we do to her? Teach her a lesson! Teach her a lesson! Teach her a lesson! Girls, I know this must feel very strange for you, but ordinary is just what you are used to. This may not seem ordinary to you right now, but after a time it will. This will become ordinary.
Help! Please! Somebody help me! What did they do to her? If my right eye offends thee, pluck it out.
Hello. Good morning. Can I help you?
Janine?
Can I get you something to drink or maybe something to eat?
Janine, be quiet. I need you
Lovely
lecture,
day.
and I don't want extra
Sunshine.
credit on account of you.
Alma, go to bed. Don't make
You have
us
a nice
stay.
day now.
Hi. My name's Janine. I'll be your servant this morning. Could I get you a coffee to start?
Janine, wake up.
Would you like me to take
Have
your
you
jacket?
a drink?
Christ.
Don't swear.
Alma, go back to your goddamn bed.
She's gonna get us all killed.
Alma, I'll get to bed.
Come on, Janine. It's gonna get us into trouble.
You aren't there anymore. It's all gone. Now go back to your bed. What did you shake me for? Wasn't it good? I can get you another one.
Janine,
Look, I know the service isn't good today.
my name is Moira. You're at the Red Centre.
Well, I don't know any Moira. Don't you know what they'll do? They'll send you to the colonies. You'll be cleaning up toxic waste. Your skin will peel off in sheets and then you'll die. You'll die, Janine. Oh, I want to go home. Oh, my mum, what the hell did they do?
Come on, Janine, let's go to bed.
And shut up. If we're going to survive, we need to stick together. Be quiet.
Aunt Lydia!
What are you doing out of bed at this hour?
Aunt Lydia, you must see what is happening in the bedroom. Janine is screaming and all the other handmaids are disobeying the rules and leaving their beds.
Are you telling the truth?
I swear,
Don't swear.
I am telling the truth.
These girls must learn to be disciplined. Take me now, girl. do to liars?
Teach her a lesson.
I knew she was a snitch from the start.
How could she? I can't believe I trusted her.
I hope they take her eye out!
Janine! If my right eye offends me, cut it out.
This is exactly what happens if we don't stick together.
But how can I trust you? Any of you? We're all strangers.
But we're all stuck here together. We have no choice.
Yes, but Alma was one of us and she nearly had us killed, traitor!
Look, Alma was never one of us. But I trust you all. And if we stick together, we can escape.
Yeah, but why? Because my little Alma.
What's this? Odette? Do any of you know her?
No.
Why would she write her name down on a wooden box?
She must have been before us. She probably wrote it to show that we're not alone. None of us are, even if we think we are.
Thank you, Odette.
What's this? Nolite te bastardes carborungerum?
I think it's in Latin, but what does it mean?
Don't let the bastards grind you down. Everyone, listen. We must escape now. Now the aunt's are occupied with Alma.
She's right, it might be our only chance.
I don't want to be blind. I can't afford to lose another eye. I'm scared.
We're all scared, but we have to try.
Trust me, now is our only opportunity.
They could run.
We don't have much time. We need to go now.
Some things can't be wiped away. Some things can't be healed.
Some things can't be forbidden.
Some things can't be taken from you.
Some things can't be forgotten.
Stop the things you do.
We will survive!
I put a spell on you.
Was it necessary to cross 15,000 miles of ocean to erect another Tyburn?
I should think you would make the convicts feel at home.
This land is under English law. The court found me guilty and sentenced them accordingly. And that, a bold-eyed creator.
But hanging?
Only the three who were found guilty of stealing from the colony's stores. And that, over there, under the eucalyptus, is a flock of Cakatua calalita, a sulphur-crested cockatoo. You have been made governor-in-chief of a paradise of birds, Arthur.
And I hope not of a human hell, Davy. Don't you yet, Watkins? Let's observe them. Can we not be more humane?
Justice and humaneness have never gone hand in hand. The law is not a sentimental comedy.
I am not saying they go without punishment. It's the spectacle of hanging I object to. The convicts will feel nothing has changed and go back to their old ways.
But the convicts never left the old ways, Governor, nor do they intend to.
3 months isn't long enough to decide that. You're speaking too loud, War.
I commend your endeavour to oppose the baneful influence of vice with harmonizing acts of civilization, Governor. But I suspect your edifice will collapse without the mortar of fear.
Have these men lost all fear of being flogged?
John Arscott has already been sentenced to 150 lashes for assault.
The shoulder blades are exposed at about 100 lashes, and I should say that between 250 and 500 lashes, you are probably condemning a man to death anyway.
With the disadvantage that the death is slow, unobserved, and cannot serve as a sharp example.
Harry?
Convicts laugh at hanging, sir. They watch them all the time.
It's their favourite form of entertainment, I should say.
Perhaps because they've never been offered anything else.
Perhaps we should build an opera house for the convicts.
We learn to love such things because they were offered to us when we were children or young men. Surely no one is born naturally cultured. I'll have to go now.
We don't even have any books here. Apart from the odd play and a few Bibles. Half the convicts here can't read. Let us return to the matter at hand. Which is the punishment of the convict, not their education.
Who are the condemned men, Harry?
Thomas Banks, age 17. Transported 7 years for assault, for stealing 1 ewe sheep.
17!
It does seem to prove that the criminal tendency is innate.
It proves nothing.
James Freeman, age 25 out. Transported 14 years for assault on a sailor at Shadwell Dock.
I was surprised when I hanged in England.
Handmaid, Marine, and the thieves' ringleader.
Pleaded that I was wrong to put the convicts and the Marines on the same rations and pleaded that he couldn't work with so little food. He almost swayed.
I do think that was an unfortunate decision. My men are in a ferment of discontent.
Our governor was saying it's justice, eh? And so it is. It is also justice to hang these men.
The sooner the better, I believe. There's much excitement in the colonies about the hanging. It's their theatre, Governor. You cannot change that.
I prefer for them to see real plays, fine manners, sentiment.
No doubt Garrick would relish the prospect of 8 months at sea for the pleasure of entertaining a group of criminals and the odd savage.
I never liked Garrick. I always preferred Macklin.
I'm a Campbellman myself. We'll need a hangman.
Harry, you'll have to organise the hangings and find someone who's willing to fulfil that hideous office.
Shot, sir.
It's my belief that the hanging should take place tomorrow. The quick execution of justice for the good of the colony, Governor.
The good of the colony. Ah, look. We frightened the kangaroo.
There is also Dorothy Hunt, 82, who stole 1 biscuit from Robert Sargent.
Surely we don't have to hang an 82-year-old woman.
That will be unnecessary. She hung herself this morning.
instead. It makes for a party. I haven't time for a holiday. I'd like to go somewhere exotic like you, but I can't get away. I don't know how you could bear to be Hawaii.
I did think of
some
settling.
receptacles. I can't bear sitting still.
I sent for my sister Henny to come and join me. I said, Henny, we'll live here forever and help the natives. You can buy 2 summer loins of beef for what a pound of chops cost in Edinburgh. And Henny wrote back to dear that, yes, she would come to Hawaii if I wished. But I said she could far better stay where she was. She was sinking to her life in Tobermory.
Poor Henny.
Do you have a sister?
Yes, in fact.
Henny was happy, she was good. I did miss its face, my own pet, but I couldn't stay in Scotland. I loathed the constant murk.
Ah, Leisure! I think a drink won't wait for the others. I think a drink anyway. What are we?
It was always the men who used to get so drunk. I was one of the maidens passing the sake.
I've had a sake.
One night, my father proposed 3 rounds of 3 cups, which was normal. Then the emperor should have said 3 rounds of 3 cups. But he said 3 rounds of 9 cups, so you can imagine. Then the emperor passed his sake cup to my father and said, let the wild goose come to me this spring.
Let the what?
It's a literary allusion to a 10th century epic. His Majesty was very cultured.
This is the Emperor of Japan?
In fact, he was
I
the
once met the Emperor of Morocco.
But he was a toad.
29.
Oh, it's a long story.
29's an excellent age.
Well, I was only 14, and I knew he meant something, but I didn't know what. He sent me an 8-layer gown, and I sent it back, so when the time came, I did nothing but cry. My thin gowns were baggy, but even that morning when he left, he had a green robe with scarlet lining and very heavily embroidered trousers. I already felt different about him. He made me
Are you
uneasy.
saying he raped you?
No, of course not, Marlene. I belonged to him. It was what I was brought up for from a baby. I soon found I was sad if he stayed away. It was depressing, day after day not knowing when he would come.
I certainly never saw my father drunk. He was a clergyman.
Oh, my father was a very religious
until
man.
I was 50.
Just before he died, he said to me, serve his majesty, be respectful. If you lose his favor, enter holy orders.
But he meant stay in a convent, not go wandering around the country.
Priests were often bigger, and so why not a nun? You think I shouldn't?
No, I think you should.
I
I think it's wonderful.
I tried to do what my father wanted.
Correct.
Gret, good. Leisure, Gret. I know the sound is going to be late, but should we wait for... Hello, Gret. Joan, let's get you a
I
room.
tried to be a clergyman's daughter. Needlework, music, charitable schemes. I had a tumor removed from my spine, and I spent a great deal of time on the sofa. I studied the metaphysical part of hymnology.
Oh,
I thought you. I enjoyed
I come
intellectual
from a line of 8
pursuits.
generations of poets. Father had a poem in the anthology.
Oh, my father taught me Latin, although I was a girl.
They didn't have
But I
Latin
was
at my
most of it
school.
to like minor work. Cooking, washing, mending, riding horses.
Oh, I'm sure you're very
better than reading books. Hey, Greg, a rough life in open air?
I can't say I enjoyed my rough life. What I enjoyed most was being there for his favors and wearing thin silk.
Did you have any horses, Greg? Big!
Yeah.
Oh, Joan, thank God. We can order. Do you know, everyone, we were just talking about learning Latin, being clever girls. Joan is by way of an infant prodigy. Of course you were. What excited you when you were 10?
Because angels are without matter. They're not individuals. Every angel is a species.
There you are.
Ha! Yes, I forgot all my Latin. But my father was the mainspring of my life. And when he died, I was so grieved.
Of course
I
you
had
were
to
grieved.
complain.
My father was saying his prayers and he dozed off in the sun. So I touched his knee to rouse him. I wonder what will happen, he said, and then he was dead before he finished the sentence.
What a shock!
If he died saying his prayers, he would have gone straight to heaven.
That's how to return all creatures to God.
I shouldn't have woken him.
Damnation only means ignorance of the truth. I'm always attracted by the teachings of John Scott, though he was inclined to confuse God and the world.
What I fancy is a rare steak. Right?
I am, of course, a member of
Potatoes!
I haven't been to church years. I know Christmas carols.
Good works matters more than church attendance.
Make that 2 steaks and a lot of potatoes. Rare. But I think you could work to either.
Cannelloni, please, and a salad.
Well, I tried to both. Oh dear, Henny did good works.
The first half of my life was all sin, and the second,
Ooh,
all
what's that
repentance.
nonsense?
Which do I
Stop!
Your cat was just a penance. I'm
proud of you, Brad.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes,
that
I
was
was very
me, thank
happy.
you.
And it's hard to remember the past. I think that was your pertinence.
Well, I wonder.
I might have just been homesick.
Or angry.
Not angry, no. Why?
Can we have some more bread?
Don't you get angry? I get angry.
But what about?
Yes, I talk to you more profoundly and more bread, please.
I tried to understand Buddhism when I was in Japan. But all this birth and death, succeeding each other through eternities, just filled me with the most profound melancholy. I do like something more active.
You couldn't say I wasn't active. I walked every day for 20 years.
I don't mean walking, I
I'm
mean
about to call
in
you
the
5
head.
Hannah Sutter.
I don't think religious beliefs is something
My head
we
was
have
active.
It's not about being active in heresy.
What heresy? She's calling the Church of England a heresy?
Very
I've never heard of
heresy.
Christianity. Never heard of it.
Well, I'm
But
not
heard of it.
You don't all have to be the same.
And you come to them with the Pope, which will keep off religion.
I always enjoy a theological argument, but I won't try and convert you. I'm not a missionary. Anyway, I'm a heresy myself.
There's some barbaric practices in the East.
Barbaric?
Among the lower class.
I want to know.
Well, theology always made my head ache.
I'll get some food.
How else could I have left the court if I wasn't a nun? When father died, I had only his majesty. So when I fell out of favor, I had nothing. Religion is a kind of nothing. So I
That's what I
dedicated all
meant
the
about
faculty to
Buddhism.
nothing.
It does embrace.
Come on, Nisha, have some wine.
Haven't you ever felt like that? Nothing will ever happen again. I'm dead already. You've all felt like that.
You thought your life was over before it wasn't?
You wish it was over.
Sad!
Yes. When I first came to London, I sometimes, and when I got back from America, I did, but only for a few hours, not 20 years.
When I was 40,
for 20 years. Not even a minute.
When I was 40, I thought my life was over. But oh, I was pitiful. I was set on a cruise to my health, and I felt even worse. Pains in my bones, pins and needles in my hands, swelling behind the ears, and oh, stupidity! I shook all over. Indefiable terror. And Australia seemed to me a hideous country. The acacias stank like James.
You were homesick.
I had a photograph for Henny, but I said I wouldn't send it. My hair had fallen out, and my clothes were crooked. I looked completely insane and suicidal.
So did I, exactly, dressed as a nun. I was wearing walking shoes for the first time.
I longed to go
I longed to
home.
go back 10
But
years.
home to what? Houses are so perfectly dismal.
frighten anyone to death. There are so many better ways to die. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been awfully rude. You have no idea why you're here, do you? Oh, but you, sir, you look like a man who knows what's going on. No? Your beautiful girlfriend here says no? My apologies. It's my fault. You see, it's the butler's job to make sure everyone's feeling comfortable. And by the looks on your faces, I'd venture to guess you haven't got a clue. But not to worry, we're all in this together. Well, not her. At any rate, not to fear, if I've done my calculations correctly. You see, our guests are on their way. Yvette, cook, come here. Is everything ready?
Oui, monsieur.
You have your instructions.
You want the dogs fed before the guests arrive?
No. I want them hungry. Cook, dinner will be served at 7:30.
Sharp.
Good evening. I'm not showing in my place.
Yes, indeed, Colonel. It's Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
That's not my name.
My name is Godot, master.
Pardon me, sir, but I think you'll feel well obliged to our employer for the use of a pseudonym. Yvette, will you attend to the colonel? Give him anything he requires.
Oui, monsieur.
Within reason, that is.
You spoil all my fun!
Come in, madam. You're expected.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you're to be known as Mrs. White.
Ironic, isn't it? The letter I received said I should refer to myself by that name. But why?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the maid, Yvette. I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen someone before in my life. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello, my dear. It was word of me not to have seen you earlier.
Behold, said the Lord, I am bringing a flood of water upon the earth to destroy all flesh.
Champagne?
Speaking of flesh,
Ah, Mrs. Peacock, I presume.
cook!
I see you two know each other.
Don't be ridiculous. I've never seen this man before in my life. And who are you two?
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Buddy?
You must be Mr. Green.
Yes.
Sit.
No, not you, sir.
Excuse me, I'm rather clumsy at parties, I'm afraid.
Not to worry, sir.
Oh, is there a cat in this house? I'm afraid I'm highly allergic.
Cook, coat. Ah, Professor Plum, Miss Scarlet. I didn't realize you were acquainted.
We weren't. My car broke down and this professor gave me a ride.
I'm hoping to return the favor one day.
Join the club, mister.
Ooh, I see. Cocktail hour has begun. I only drink on 2 occasions, during the day and at night.
Good lord, this is really a party. What is this godforsaken place anyway?
I thank you for keeping God out of this.
Oh, this old place. This. Welcome to Body Manor.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're all met. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Watworth, the butler.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb the whole house, but my car broke down. And I was wondering if you could use your phone.
Right. Just a moment, please.
Well, where is it?
What, the body?
The phone. What body?
What? Who said there was a body? There's nobody in the study. But I think there's a phone in the lounge. Perhaps when you've finished your call, you'd be good enough to stay in there. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I lied. There is a body.
No! It was you! It was you!
Listen closely. The police are doing 29 minutes or so. Our task is twofold. 1, find the evidence. And 2, find the murderer.
I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
Split up?
I don't want to go upstairs. I'm frightened of the dark. Will anyone go with me?
I will.
I will, my lady. No, thank you.
That's a good idea. We split into pairs.
But if we split up into pairs, whoever's paired with the killer might get killed.
But then we would have discovered who the murderer is.
I suppose you're right.
Alright, troops. Divide and conquer.
And find any clues left by the murderer.
Let's be back here in 10 minutes. Let's go.
6 suspects, a dead body, and a murder on the loose, with the police doing 27 minutes. We can't take any chances. Now, my deepest apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Ushers, lock the doors. Now we're all in this together.
You're one of the lucky ones. You'll be afforded the very best of education, and, most importantly, how to present and thrive in court. How to find yourself that coveted prize of a rich and powerful man who will keep you in comfort for all your days. For what else does a young woman want? For what else does a young woman need? What else could be as important to you as this?
My voice! My voice feels too loud in here. I must try and whisper more, though sometimes I can't help but scream! Shout! But I mustn't. I can't. My breath feels shallower than before. I must learn to only speak when asked. No screeching, no jumping about. I'm a young lady now. You see, this is what I learned. I can be tamed. If I am to marry well, I must learn to hush my whole being, so that I'm only seen when needed. This I am to practice. This silence of being. This. And yet.
Emilia, my girl, put down your studies. We've got guests. If you were to be introduced to court as a young lady, you will need armour. Not just for your body, that's what the corsets are for, but for you, my dear. Ladies! To survive, we must protect each other. These young ladies will be your strength, and you will be theirs. Ladies, this is Emilia. Charmed. Right?
Nice to meet you.
They're here to learn with you, and over the next few years they'll become quite the regular fixture in court with these young ladies. I will leave you to get acquainted, but prepare yourself for your next lesson and I will return a nod.
Oh, thank God she's gone.
And now the chance we can finally...
And the good Lord for that was going up my bum.
Emilia, it's so nice to finally meet you. And you. Have you ladies visited court yet?
Heavens no, I'm so nervous.
You have natural beauty on your side.
It's not easy for those of us who have to care for our outward appearance,
Such as our dear, poor Lady Catherine over here.
You better watch your mouth.
I'm just saying, you might need a little uplift since you're losing altitude in your old age.
I'm 16!
You'll what, throw your needlework at me?
Read her some Latin. But I'm not the one who should be worried, Helena. I've never met anybody so ill-suited to court. They'll laugh you out of there.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Countess sent you home before you embarrass her.
Ladies! Dear Lord! This is not becoming of our breeding. Well, perhaps men won't care so much about our appearance.
Beauty and etiquette is all that men care for. To win the most rich and powerful man means to be in comfort and safety for the rest of your life. You really should care about how you present yourself, especially you, Catherine.
Emilia, do you know how to dance?
Oh, only some.
Well, you do need to know them all.
Ladies!
You're lucky. The Countess is the best teacher around.
We have the latest dance to learn, girls. Chairs! Also, we must spruce you and pluck you, tighten and rouge you within an inch of your pretty little lives. We have a lot of hard work ahead of us, my darlings, but by the end of it, you'll be in possession of the best bloody husbands the court has to offer. Ladies, are you ready to snare? Rise! And we're travelling. Gliding.
Action.
He's cracked a joke.
It's not funny.
Lady Catherine, practical assessment.
Hanky drop. Steady. Good.
Lady Cordelia,
Smile. Perfect.
Emilia,
Bookworm. Slowly. Good.
Lady Helena,
Solo dance. Step, scissors, scissors, step, scissors, scissors, step, scissors. And go. You are not yet ready for court. Go and practice. Alone? Ladies, the men are waiting. Time to be introduced.
Sometimes I wonder if it would be better for us to part.
You wouldn't go far.
That would be too bad. Really too bad. Wouldn't it, Dee? Be really too bad? When you think of the beauty of the way and the goodness of the wayfarers. Wouldn't it, Dee? Calm yourself. Calm. Calm. The English say calm. You know the story of the Englishman and the brothel? Yes. Tell it to me! Stop it. An Englishman having drunk a little more than he should goes to a brothel. The board asks him if he wants a large one, a dark one, or a red-haired one. Go on! Stop it! Come on. Come on! You wanted to speak to me? You had something to say to me? Dee Dee?
I have nothing to say to you!
You're angry. Forgive me. Come, Dee Dee. Give me your hand. Embrace me. Don't be stubborn. You stink of garlic.
Kittens. Well, what do we do now?
Wait!
Yes, but while waiting,
What about hanging ourselves?
give us an erection!
An erection?
With all that follows where it falls, mandrakes grow. That's why they shriek when you pull them up. Did you not know that?
Let's hang ourselves immediately.
I wouldn't trust it.
We can always try.
Do it!
After you.
No, you first.
Why me?
You're lighter than I.
Just so?
I don't understand.
Use your intelligence, can't you?
I'm remaining in the dark.
This is how it is. The bow. The bow. Use your head, can't you?
You're my only hope.
Go light. Bow not break. Go dead. DD heavy bow break. DD alone. Whereas,
I hadn't thought of that.
if it hangs you, it'll hang anything.
But am I heavier than you?
So you say. I don't know. There's an even chance. Or nearly.
What do we do?
Let's not do anything. It's safer.
Let's wait and see what he says.
Who?
Godot.
Good idea.
Let's wait till we know exactly how we stand.
On the other hand, it might be better to strike the iron before it freezes.
I'm curious to see what he has to offer. Then we'll take it or leave it.
What exactly did we ask him for?
Well, you're not there.
I can't have been listening.
Oh, nothing very definite.
A kind of prayer.
Precisely.
A vague supplication.
Exactly.
And what did he reply?
That he'd see.
That he couldn't promise anything.
He'd have to think so.
In the quiet of his home, his friends, his correspondence, his bank account.
We're not taking a decision.
It's the normal thing.
Is it not?
I think it is.
I think so too.
And we?
I beg your pardon?
I said. And we?
I don't understand.
Where do we come in?
Come in?
Take your time.
Come in. On our hands and knees.
As bad as that?
Your worship's wishes to assert his prerogative.
We've no rights anymore.
You'd make me laugh if it wasn't prohibited.
We've lost our rights.
He's not Widdowton. Shh, listen.
I hear nothing.
Not I.
You gave me a fright.
I thought it was he.
Who?
Godot.
The wind in the reeds.
I could have sworn I heard shout.
And why would he shout?
At his horse.
I'm hungry.
Would you like a carrot?
Is there anything else?
You might have some turnips.
Give me a carrot. It's a turnip!
Pardon? I would have sworn that was a carrot. Although it's a turnip. Wait. I have it. There you go, dear fellow. Give me the turnip. Make it last, that's the end of it.
I'll ask you a question.
Ah.
Did you reply?
How's the carrot?
It's a carrot.
So much the better, so much the better. What was it you wanted to know?
I've forgotten. That's what annoys me. I'll never forget this carrot. Ah, yes. Now I remember.
Well,
we're not tied.
I don't hear a word you're saying.
I'm asking you if we're tied.
Tied?
Tied.
How do you mean tied?
Down.
But to whom? By whom?
To your man.
To Godot. Tied to Godot. What an idea! No question of it. For the moment.
His name is Godot.
I think so.
fencing.
That's what we stand for.
Classic. I thought that was caviar. So, nothing to do with force feeding or distended livers. What? Yes, yeah. Gorging ourselves.
So, our riot mates set up the club after he died?
Yeah. And he died in a fight.
It was a duel. You made it sound like some pub brawl.
Anyway, that's how the club was born, to honour Lord Riot with a once-timely blowout. Oh, this is what I love about you, Lyttelton. You're a poet. I was being irreverent. When did the smashing start?
Later edition. Much later.
So, when did it become an entry into politics? What?
Delicately put.
Does anybody else notice that this wine tastes a bit like a Vimto?
Can we clear these plates out of the way, lads?
Absolutely.
This is Rachel. She'll be helping me serve you this evening.
Hello. Hi. Sorry, Dimitri would like to know if you have any Taramazalata hanging about.
Yeah, Chap needs his fish eggs.
Rachel, do we have any Tarimazzi?
No, Dad.
Dad? He's your dad?
Yes, Rachel's my daughter. College holidays.
Reading week. We need Taramazalata and pita bread.
Sorry, did you?
No, Dad. It's a joke. I think he's Greek.
Do I have to have this every time?
Oh, I see.
Sorry, jokes.
Did we mention that the pate was excellent?
Exemplary.
Thank you. Michael B. Chuck, the chef.
Which college, Rachel?
Michael the chef!
Newcastle. Is that near Elmshurst? Mate, some people go to universities that aren't Oxford.
I could have gone to Oxford, but didn't really want to.
Oh. Dad, full of idiots like this lot, isn't it? What are you reading? Languages.
Oh, you'd need to be up there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm studying French, Italian, and Geordie. Which one's the hardest? Geordie, definitely. Really gets easier if you had a drink.
That really was excellent pattern.
Thank you. Main courses will be along in a minute.
What is the main course?
It's
a... Surprise! Still a surprise, remember?
Oh yes, sorry.
Nice tridents.
Right, chaps, Banbury toast while we can still be asked.
Oh, it's tasty.
Not a chance, mate. If Fraser saw her first.
Come on, stand up, you idiots.
All right, glasses charged.
Locked and loaded.
Our first toast is to the many, many great men who have sat around this table before us.
Well, not this
A table very much like this one. Thank you, Montgomery. Gentlemen, raise your glasses to the dead members.
The dead members! You've got a dead member, haven't you, Mason? Or is it just an occur because you haven't had it in so long?
Only because your mum's been out the country.
and what's the prosa gets him?
What gets him?
The prosa!
You've got the prosa!
Oh, yeah.
Bloody hell!
Thought we could stick her under the table, go round one at a time.
What time did you book?
Oh, Montgomery. That's it.
Oh,
All right with you, isn't it, Leighton? You said I could be rap.
well, I thought you meant a karaoke machine or something.
Oh, but isn't this so much better?
Right, chaps. Couple more toasts to get through. Somebody else has to lead the Lady Anne.
Who's Lady Anne?
Lord Wyatt's girlfriend. They'd say mistress. He supposedly died for her.
So someone else was boffing her too?
No, that other man. God, you chaps are badly informed.
Who's the other man?
Lord Escort. He disputed her honour.
Meaning what?
Basically implied Wyatt had carnal relations with the lady.
Of course he shagged her.
He was a champion shagger.
She was the first one to really touch him, make him want to be a better man. Wright found he'd do anything for her. He'd even fight to the death. And he did die.
If only they'd had Facebook, could have just put on her status, not a slapper.
Does it appeal, Dimitri? Dying for love.
Oh, great heavens.
So what happened to her in the end? She married Lord Escort 6 months later and delivered him an heir after a remarkably short pregnancy.
Slanders invented by the Wright's enemies.
The bloody wigs.
Oh.
Has anybody else noticed that Escort is an anagram of Tesco?
Oh yeah, you're so right.
Okay, who wants to lead the toast?
I will.
Not this one, Pims.
Oh, what too dusky for you.
Why can't Dimitri do it?
Yes.
You have to be titled.
Anything?
How about someone who doesn't think that the Lady Anne was a whore?
Okay.
I think you should do it. Oh, crikey, no.
Gentlemen, Hugo, Fraser.
All right.
Did you hear me playing, Lane? I didn't like to listen, sir. Mr. Ernest Worthing. Ah, how are you, my dear Ernest? What brings you up to town?
Oh, pleasure, pleasure. What else would bring one anywhere? Eating as usual, I see, aren't you?
I believe it is customary in good society to take some slight refreshment at 5 o'clock. Oh, where have you been since last Thursday?
Oh, in the country.
What on earth do you do there?
When one is in town, one amuses oneself. When one is in the country, one amuses other people. It is excessively boring.
And who are the people you amuse?
Oh, neighbours.
Not nice neighbours in your part of Shropshire?
Perfectly horrid. Never speak to one of them.
Oh, immensely you must amuse them. Oh, by the way, Shropshire is your county, is it not? It's Shropshire.
Yes, of course. Hello, why all these cups? Why cucumber sandwiches? Why such reckless extravagance in one so young? Who is coming to tea?
Oh, Emilia, Aunt Augusta. And Gwendolyn.
Oh, how perfectly delightful.
Yes, well, that's all very well, but I'm afraid Aunt Augusta won't quite approve of your being here.
May I ask why?
My dear fellow, the way you flirt with Gwendolyn is perfectly disgraceful. It is almost as bad as the way Gwendolyn flirts with you.
Oh, but I am in love with Gwendolyn. I have come up to town expressly to propose to her.
I thought you'd come up for pleasure. I call that business.
Oh, how utterly unromantic you are.
I really don't see anything romantic in proposing. It's perfectly romantic to be in love, but there is nothing romantic about a definite proposal. Why, one may be accepted. One usually is, I believe. Then the excitement is all over. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. If ever I get married, I'll certainly try to forget the fact.
I have no doubt about that, dear Algy. The divorce court was invented for those whose minds are so curiously constituted.
There is no use speculating on that subject. Divorces are made in heaven. Oh. Please don't touch the cucumber sandwiches. They are ordered especially for Aunt Augusta.
Oh, well, you have been eating them all the time.
That is quite a different matter. She is my aunt. Have some bread and butter. The bread and butter is for Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn is devoted to bread and butter.
Very good bread and butter it is too.
Well, my dear fellow, you need not eat it as if you're going to eat it all. You behave as if you were married to her already. You are not married to her already, and I don't think you will ever be.
Why on earth do you say that?
Well, in the first place, girls never marry the men they flirt with. Girls don't think it's right.
Oh, that is nonsense.
It isn't. It's a great truth. It accounts for the extraordinary number of bachelors that one sees all over the place. In the second place, I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
My dear fellow, Gwendolyn is my first cousin. And before I allow you to marry her, you will have to clear up the whole question of Cecily.
Cecily? What on earth do you mean, Archie, by Cecily? I don't know anyone by the name of Cecily.
Bring me the cigarette case Mr. Worthing left in the smoking room last time he dined here.
Yes, sir. Well, you mean to say you've had my cigarette case all this time? Well, I wish to goodness you had let me know. I have been writing frantic letters to Scotland Yard about it. I was very near offering a large reward.
Well, I wish you would offer one. I happen to be more than usually hard up.
Well, there's no point offering a large reward now that the thing is found.
I think that's rather mean of you, Ernest, I must say. However, it makes no matter for, now that I look at the inscription inside, I find that the thing isn't yours after all.
Of course it's mine. You've seen me read it 100 times, and you have no right whatsoever to read what is written inside. It is a very ungentlemanly thing to read a private cigarette case.
Oh, it is absurd to have a hard and fast rule about what one should and shouldn't read. More than half modern culture depends on what one shouldn't read.
And I am not proposing that we discuss modern culture. It's not the sort of thing one should talk of in private. I just want my cigarette case back!
Yes, but this isn't your cigarette case. This cigarette case is a present from someone of the name of Cecily. And you said you didn't know anyone of that name.
Well, if you want to know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yes, charming good ladyship too. Lives at Tunbridge Wells. Just give it back to me, Algy.
Yes, but why does your aunt call herself Little Cecily if she is your aunt and lives at Tunbridge Wells? From Little Cecily, with her fondest love.
Oh, my dear fellow, what on earth is there in that? Some aunts are tall, some aunts are not tall. Surely that is a matter an aunt should be allowed to decide for herself. You seem to think that every aunt should be exactly like your aunt, and that is absurd. And for heaven's sake, just give me back my cigarette case!
Yes, but why does your aunt call you her uncle? From Little Cecily, with her fondest love to her dear Uncle Jack. There is no objection, I admit, to an aunt being a small aunt, but why an aunt, no matter what her size may be, should call her own nephew her uncle, I can't quite make out. Besides, your name isn't Jack at all, it's Ernest.
It isn't Ernest, it's Jack.
You always told me it was Ernest. I've introduced you to everyone as Ernest. You answer to the name of Ernest, you look as if your name was Ernest. You're the most earnest-looking person I ever saw in my life. It's perfectly absurd you stand your name as Ernest. It's on the cards. Look, here's one of them. Mr. Ernest Worthing before the Albany. I'll keep this as proof if you ever attempt to deny to me that your name isn't Ernest, or to Gwendolyn, or to anyone else.
Well, my name is Ernest in town, and then Jack in the country. And the cigarette case was given to me in the country.
Yes, but that does not account for the fact that your small Aunt Cecily, who lives at Tunbridge Wells, should call you her dear uncle. Come, old boy. We best have the thing out at once.
Oh, my dear Algy, you talk exactly as though you were a dentist. It is a very vulgar thing to talk like a dentist when one isn't a dentist. It produces a very false impression.
Well, that is exactly what dentists always do. Now go on. Tell me the whole thing. Oh, I may mention, I've always suspected of you being a confirmed secret bum wrist. I'm quite sure of it now.
Bun wrist? What on earth do you mean by a bun wrist?
I'll reveal to you the meaning of that incomparable expression as soon as you're able to inform me why you are Ernest in the town and Jack in the country.
Well, produce my cigarette case first.
Here it is. Now, produce your explanation. And pray, not improbable.
My dear fellow, there is nothing improbable about my explanation at all. In fact, it is perfectly ordinary. Old Mr. Thomas Cardew, who adopted me when I was a little boy, made me in his will guardian to his granddaughter, Miss Cecily Cardew, who addresses me as our uncle for motives of the respect that you could not possibly appreciate, and lives in my place in the country, under the charge of her admirable governess, Miss Prism.
Where is that place in the country, by the way?
That is nothing to you, dear boy. You are not going to be invited. I may tell you candidly that the place is not in Shropshire.
Oh, I suspected that, my dear fellow. I've bum-breed all over Shropshire on 2 separate occasions. Now, go on. Why are you Ernest in the town and Jack in the country?
Oh, my dear Algy, I don't know whether you will be able to understand my real motives. You're hardly serious enough. When one is placed in the position of guardian, one has to adopt a very high moral tone on all subjects. It is one's duty to do so. And as a high moral tone can be said to contribute very much to one's health or one's happiness. In order to get up to town, I always have to pretend to have a younger brother by the name of Ernest, who lives in the Oakley and gets into the most dreadful of scrapes. That, my dear boy, is the whole truth. Pure and simple.
The truth is really pure and never simple. Modern life would be very tedious if it were either. And modern literature, a complete impossibility.
That wouldn't at all be a bad thing.
To know if he came in through the window or down the chimney. Or perhaps I'd better ask the chimney sweep. Did the chimney sweep's bound to notice the window?
Not the chimney sweep, dear! Not the chimney sweep! What does the chimney sweep know about storks? He'll tell you all sorts of nonsense. He doesn't believe himself. What are you
staring out in the street?
Mother, a man as big as 3 horses with feet like pallet steamers.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
He's holding a bedstead under his chin and playing watch on the Rhine on it. He's just gone out the corner.
You'll always be a child, frightening your silly old mother. I sometimes wonder if you ever get any sense in your head. I've given up hope.
So have I, mother. So have I. There's not much hope for my head. I've got a sister who's been married 2.5 years and I'm an aunt 3 times. And I have no idea how it all happens. Don't be cross, Mommy. Don't be cross. Who in the world should ask but you? Please, tell me, dear. Don't scold me for asking such things. Answer me. What is it? How does it happen? You can't really insist that I'm 14. I still have to believe in the stock.
My good Lord, child, how funny you are. What ideas you get. I really can't do such a thing.
Why can't you, Mommy? It can't be anything ugly if it makes you all so happy.
Oh God. I would deserve to be. Go and get dressed, Wendla. Get dressed.
I'll go. And what if your child goes to the chimney sweep class?
But this will set me out of my mind. Come here, Wendla. Come to me. I'll tell you everything. Old Monty father. Only not now, Wendla. Tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, next week. Whenever you like, my precious.
Tell me today, Mother. Tell me now. This moment. I can never stop asking after you're so frightened.
I can't, Wendla.
Oh, why can't you, Mommy? I'll kneel at your feet and put my head in your lap. Put your coat over my head and talk as if you were sitting alone in you. I won't flinch for a crowd. I'll be patient and bear whatever it is.
Heaven knows none of this is my fault, Wendla. Heaven sees into my heart. I'll put myself into God's hands and tell you how you came into this world. Now listen to me, Wendla.
I'm listening.
But I can't, child. I can't be responsible. I deserve to be put in prison, to have you taken away from me.
Be brave, Mother.
Well, to have a child, you understand me, Wendla?
Quickly, Mother. I can't bear it anymore.
To have a child, the man to whom you married, you must love. Love, you see, as you can only love your husband. You must love him very deep, with your whole heart, in a way that you certainly can't love at your age. Now you know.
Well, good heavens.
Now you know what a testing time lies before you.
And that's all?
As God is my witness. Now take that basket and go to Ina. She'll give you some chocolate to drink, and some cake too. Come on, let me look at you once more. Boots laced up, here, put your gloves on. Little nice head. The little skirt is really getting too short for you, Wendla.
Have you bought the meat for lunch, Mommy?
God bless you. I really must sew broad clothes around the bottom.
Measurements. Thing that size of a prefab. I thought we were living in a bungalow. People will think we're trying to go on better than everybody else.
Oh, for goodness sake, you should remember the measurements.
I should have gone for it myself instead of bringing them. Look at it. Look at its grey ears flapping about. Surely they know what size we always have.
Perhaps they said it's the wrong one.
It's big enough for a hotel. If you only had a hotel or a private school or something, you wouldn't need a thing that size.
I suppose not.
And supposing it goes berserk in the night, I'm not getting up to it.
Why should it go berserk in the night any more than a smaller one?
And old Mrs. Stencil round again if it does, threatening us with the RSPCA.
You should have been here when they came in the bit. Then you could have queried with the measurements.
I can't think what we're going to call it. We can't call it Mr. Trench again.
The only time we've not called him Mr. Trench was 3 years ago when we had to make do with a giraffe.
And look at all the fuss we had before they take it in part exchange.
What if course they made a fuss. There was something wrong with it.
Imagine calling a great clumsy thing like that Mr. Trench.
Why not?
You can't go on year after year calling it Mr. Trench.
I know what you want to call it.
You can hear the neighbours, can't you? They'll think we never launch out.
You want to call it Oedipus Rex, don't you?
It's better than Mr. Trench year after year. At least it sounds as if we know what's going on in the world.
Oedipus Rex? Only edible balloons, remember Oedipus.
If you say it in that tone of voice, of course it sounds ridiculous.
Oedipus. Let that glass take all your weight.
Anything else would sound equally ridiculous if you said it like that.
It's not Mr. Trench we want to change from.
The only thing to do would be to ring up the zoo, tell them to come and collect it.
And then move out to Elephant at all.
Here they are, here they are.
The other one's coming in a moment. Where would you like?
Thought perhaps in here would be quite nice. We haven't got a stage for you, I'm afraid, but there's plenty of hot water upstairs if you want to wash the makeup off afterwards.
I'd like an old blanket on this table, Mrs. Peridot, and 2 or 3 cushions if you can manage it.
I can manage the blanket. See what I can do about the cushions.
A pillow would do. I only want to prop his head up.
I'll find something. Cushions and a blanket. Cushions and a blanket. Here you are. Yo. Wasn't this exciting?
It's my feet, Doctor.
What's the matter with your feet?
I was rather hoping you might be able to tell me that, Doctor.
Let me see them.
They're all right now. It's just when they suddenly swivel round, they catch me.
Eardrums still overheated?
Only when I listen to anything, Doctor.
Breathe in deeply. Again, yes. You're having trouble with your breathing. Breathe out. Do you notice any difference?
Not at all, Doctor.
And do you know why? The reason that you notice no difference is because there isn't any at all. All the time you're breathing out, there's air forcing its way in. It's trying to push past. Do you ever feel as though you're getting the wrong kind of air?
I just don't get the air, Doctor.
Somebody must have it. If you don't...
It's my lungs, Doctor.
Nonsense, there's nothing wrong with your lungs. They're perfectly fit.
I just don't think they hit it off. There are daggers drawn practically the whole time over the air.
And you're breathing twisted to blades as a result. Let me see your tongue. Open your mouth. You've had this jaw to pieces, haven't you?
It was some years ago.
It doesn't matter how long ago it was. It's not a question of time. You laymen start dismantling these parts, and you have no idea how to put them back together again. There's a tooth which has been put in upside down. You're biting on the root.
I've been told I can expect all my teeth to turn turtle again eventually.
And what are you doing about it?
Consulting you, Doctor.
I thought you came to see me about your feet.
You can find your own way upstairs, I expect. There's plenty of hot water up there.
It's Ollie's birthday next week. We should have to think of something.
So you keep saying. I thought it was rather novel when he said you've had this jaw to pieces.
I was expecting some remark about the dry rot on the roof of his mouth.
It was very unpredictable.
Except that bit at the end. I could have seen that coming.
But these days you'll be wise after the event once too often. Did we give him supper last time?
We've never had them before.
And we wouldn't have had them this time if it had been left to you. Better get served up.
Righto.
One particular horse called Nuggety and Bryson. The animal digs its sweaty brow into his cheek and they stand there in the dark for an hour, like a necking couple. And of all nonsensical things, I keep thinking about the horse. The boy, the horse. And what it may be trying to do. I keep seeing that huge head kissing him through its chained mouth, nudging through the metal some desire absolutely irrelevant to filling its belly or propagating its own kind. What desire could that be? You see, I'm lost. What use are questions like these to an overworked psychiatrist at a provincial hospital? They are worse than useless. They are, in fact, subversive. I'm sorry, I'm not making very much sense. Let me start properly, in order. It began one Monday last month, with Harry's visit.
Mr. Sullivan to see you, sir.
Show him in, please. You see, some days I blame Harry. After all, he was the one that brought him to me. But that's just nonsense, isn't it? Because what is even a last straw, a last syllable? If it hadn't been him, it would have been the next patient, or the next, or the next. At least I suppose.
Hello, Martin.
Ah, Chairman! Welcome to the torture chamber.
It's good of you to see me right away.
You're in a state.
Martin, this is the most shocking case I've tried.
Yeah, so you said on the phone.
I mean it. My bench wants me to send the boy to prison for life, if they can manage it. It took me 2 hours, solid arguing to get sent to you instead.
Me?
I mean to hospital.
Look, Aaron, I can't take any more patients. I cannot even cope with the ones I already have.
You must.
Why?
Because most people are going to be disgusted by the whole thing, including doctors.
May I remind you, I share this room with two highly competent psychiatrists.
Please, Martin. It's vital. You're this boy's only chance.
Why? What's he done? Dose some little girl's Pepsi with Spanish fly? What could possibly send your bench into 2-hour convulsions?
You blinded 6 horses with a metal spike.
Blinded?
Yes.
All at once or over a period?
All on the same night. In a riding ceremony in Winchester. You wrote that weekend.
How old?
17.
What did you say in court?
Nothing. You just sang.
Mary Mints, too good to Harry Mints!
Alan Strang, Doctor. Well, hello, my name is Dr. Martin Dasher. I'm very pleased to meet you. That'll be all, thank you. Tell me, did you have a good journey? Well, I hope they gave you lunch at least. Not that there's very much to choose from between the British Rail meal and one here. last night. I was collecting some papers from my office and I thought I'd look in on you. Do you dream often?
Do you?
It's my job to ask the questions, yours to answer them.
Says me!
Do you dream often?
Do you?
Look, Alan.
I'll answer if you answer, in turns.
Very well. Only we must speak the truth.
Very well.
So tell me, do you dream often?
Yes. Do you?
Yes. Do you have a special pattern for you?
No. Do you?
Yes. What was your dream about last night?
Can't remember. What's yours about?
What is your first memory of a horse?
What do you mean?
The first time one entered your life in any way.
Can't remember.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You have no recollection of the first time you noticed a horse?
I told you. Now it's my turn. Are you married?
Oh, I am.
Is she a doctor too?
It's my turn.
Yes, well what?
What is... You said it in your sleep last night, and I thought you might like to talk about it.
The double diamond works wonders, works wonders, works wonders.
Come on, Alan, you can do better than that.
The double diamond works wonders for you.
All right. Good morning.
What do you mean?
We're finished for today.
But I've only had 10 minutes.
Too bad. Didn't you hear me? I said good morning.
But that's not fair.
No? You weren't alone that night, were you?
That girl.
The horses. They were watching you both, yes?
He was there. Through the door's shut, man. He was there. He'd seen everything. I could hear him. He was laughing. Mocking. Friend, Equus the kind and merciful, forgive me, it wasn't me, not really me. Forgive me, take me back again, please. Please. I'll never do it again, I swear. I swear. Please.
And he? What does he say?
Mine.
You're mine.
I am yours.
And you are mine.
Then I see his eyes. They are rolling. I see you. Always, everywhere, forever.
Kiss anyone and I will see.
Yes.
Lie with anyone and I will see.
Yes.
You will fail, Alan. Forever and ever you will fail. You will see me and you will fail.
Not really me. Forgive me.
The Lord thy God is a jealous God, Alan. He sees you forever and ever, Alan. He sees you. He sees
eyes, white eyes, never closed, eyes like flame. Coming, God sees no more. No more. Faithful and true. God's neighbor! No, God sees nothing!
Breathe in deep, very deep. In, out. In, out. That's it. In, out. In, out. That's a good boy. Very good boy. It's all over now, Alan. It's all over. He'll go away now. You'll never see him again, I promise. You'll have no more bad dreams, no more awful nights. Think of that. You're going to be well. I'm going to make you well, I promise you. You're going to have to be here for a while, but I'll be here too, so it won't be so bad. Just trust me. I'm going to make you well. Now just sleep. Just sleep. You've earned it. Have a good long sleep. I'm lying to you, Alan. He won't really go away all that easily. Just flop away from you like a nice old man. Oh no. When Equus leaves, if he leaves at all, it will be with your intestines in his teeth. But I don't stop. Placements. If you knew anything, you'd run from me as fast as you could.
Obviously the first thing that we have to do, because of the speed with which we go through it, none of the performers have had an opportunity to bow or take applause from you, so please can we have an enormous round of applause. Presented first. Normally we have the Performing Arts Award, which is awarded by the Drama Department, and Lyttelton will be by me, and we'll do that in a moment. But we've got a couple of special awards tonight, which is for Best Technician, which goes to Joseph Hong and Charlotte James. And so the Performing Arts Award for 2022 goes to somebody who, on several occasions in the last few years, just stepped in at the last moment. It's somebody who has won the Best Actor Award in previous years, and has done so much in this particular year, sorting out her house as well. Anyway, this year's Performing Arts Award goes to Polly Baker.
Also the most wonderful and fantastic and brilliant and rewarding one, and that is the truth. And it's like gambling, because every time you do a job, in fact no, every time you do an audition, you think this is it, this is the one, it's going to be stratospheric, and then you don't get it, and then you go up for the next one and go, this is the one, this is the one, and it's going to happen. And I asked Mr. Norton whether I could tell a short anecdote, and he said, as long as it's short. The headmaster's got a Zoom call. So I had this audition not long ago, and I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement before they even sent me the single page of dialogue. No character was named. There was nothing at all that they gave me. It was just captain and leader. There was nothing about the play at all. It was a film, but there was nothing about it. There was no stage directions or anything. And it was something along the lines of, I think I had to say, you expect me to address you as your highness. And so I phoned my friend and we did it on Zoom, and I set up my camera and we did the whole thing. Anyway, I sent it in. And I got a call back the next day, and you have to drop everything for these things. And I do a day job. Most actors do. So I had to take the day off work, I had to do the thing. They sent it back to me and said, yeah, that was great, but he's a sort of Jabba the Hutt fish-like character. And I thought, where does it say? I mean, you literally got nothing. It's a watermark page, nothing, just lines. So then I do the whole thing. I go, hula. So I did the whole thing. A bit more sort of fishified. So I go back. They say, no, really, really go for it. So I get back and James, can you do this thing again? Please, we'll do it again. So he's on FaceTime on the thing. I've got my camera. And he said, and by the way, you won't be on screen. I was like, okay. So I'm off screen. Going to the thing. They really go for it. So I'm going full on, fish food. They go, ruler, I fought like a war with that. This whole thing. Sent it in, third audition. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then you go on to the next thing. And I just thought I'd give you a short list of the things I've done, like in the last few months. I did a troll in a pawnbroker's shop in an intergalactic sort of space world. Didn't get it. I did a man in a plane hijack, which I thought was in the bag. Didn't get it. I was up for the district attorney of Gotham City. I didn't get it. And then I was up for the crown, and I got that one. On set, I was working with two other actors, and they were actors who had been in the drama competition at Mr. Norton's old school that I had adjudicated 10 years ago. And one of them was playing Prince Edward, and the other one was playing a Royal Aquarium. And they came up and they said, you did this, and I won it. And I was like, oh my God, yes. And it made me feel really old. But anyway, there we are. That's it. So here we go. It was awful to have to adjudicate this. It was awful because everyone was so good and the standard was so high. But that's Mr. Norton for you. He's wonderful. I've known him since I was 11, I think. And he's been just fantastic for all of those years.
Get on with it.
Journey's End. Very good characters, very good characterizations, and when the underscore came in, it was really moving, I thought, and I really liked that. Try not to corpse when the thing falls off the table, and remember to pick it up. And you also need to put your tin hat on when you're going to war, because otherwise you'll get a bullet in your head. It was very good. I liked it. It was really lovely, and good characterizations. Right, here we go. We've got to crack through The Handmaid's Tale. Lovely, dramatic opening. Just beautiful. And I was like, and also, just generally, as we went through, the scene changes were so slick. Just really on it. It was amazing. And everyone, when they came out, was new. We were like, oh, it was just really, just across the board, they were all fantastic. I really liked the adaptation. I thought was very brave. It's just squashing the entire book into 7 minutes. Good work. And I thought very good timing on the I swear, don't swear. Very good, excellent. I wanted when women were taken out, I kind of wanted them to be dragged out more violently, or find a way to do that segue. And there are theatrical ways you can do that. Not that I can think of any, but you know, you can do that. So I wanted either to be dragged out more sort of violent, because it's so violent and so awful. But I thought it was really, really lovely. And I really liked, I think it was Charlotte who was wearing the gag. I thought you listened really beautifully, and all through the beginning of it, I was really watching you, and you were doing really, really good work, so well done. Okay. Our country's good. Great opening. Really beautiful and really disturbing with the sort of convicts rolling in the ship, and that brought out all sorts of really, horrible knowledge of, those historical facts, and I found that really moving, and I thought it was good. And there was great movement with the whole bit, and the two sections with the ship at the back, and I loved it. It looked great. I thought that Alex did very well, and very powerful, really quite disturbing. I mean, for me, that front bit was really, just fantastic. And Top Girls. Oh, I got an initial thing. It was great. I mean, they were all great, all good, really physically. There was one I had a niggle in, which is your front two chairs. You can cheat them out, because we saw everybody in profile all the way, and you can just do that. And I know it's obvious, but it really makes a difference to us in the audience, because then you see a bit more of your face. But you know that. That tricky overlapping speech that Harold Churchill did, I thought you handled that very well. And I thought that Paola was very relaxed on stage. There was one little bit where you just hung your hand over the chair and just went. I thought it was great. I was like, yeah, she's good. All good, but generally all good physically. And wonderful comedy timing with the slap. I like that. Clue. I thought you held it together very well, because I thought it was quite a disjointed piece. But and I thought that John Hibbert was very good, very suave and whoosh, and had a really lovely sense of fun. And I just like, it's tricky when loads of people are coming in and out and you're doing that. And I thought that your choice of music and the sort of lighting stage really helped with that. So that was really, really very good. Everyone looked fabulous as well. It was lovely, and it was a tricky one, and I thought you really did bring a great sense of humour to it. Emilia, very good countess from Polly, lovely movement. I mean, just really fabulous all the way through. And I just thought the whole section with the etiquette was just lovely and hilarious. Very, very good indeed. Josie, I thought was very funny. Great direction. There was a bit of a stage right sight line issue where I wanted somebody over here. I'm going to go out my light now. It was about here, and it just needed a tweak, because where we were sitting, and we were pretty bang in the middle, we were losing people behind. But no, it's really, really very good indeed. I really, really liked it. Waiting for Godot, I thought was great movement, very funny, great physicality from both of you. Good drummy, and just great movement. I thought you were both really good, and I'd obviously worked really hard, and it's tricky, that play. I did it when I was at drama school. I did it for my agent's evening, and you were much, much better than I was. There was one bit, there were these tight, and it's hard, that play. And there were really wonderful filled pauses all the way through. And there were a couple where the energy just dropped, and I was like, you've got to keep that energy going. But I know, really, really, really very, very good indeed. Posh, what a great opening. Jess, I thought you were wonderful. I really liked your accent. I really liked your Johnsonian physicality. I felt that the stage direction was a little bit jumbly. When you were sort of behind your table, you were all a bit like a bit of a muddle. I really loved the strobe at the end. I thought the strobe was fantastic. I thought, I wish I had more of that sort of debauchery. And lighting can help you so much with those things. And it's a brilliant way of sort of showing things without having to say them or without having to do it. And sometimes it's just a real shorthand that everyone goes, right, I know exactly what's going on now, I know what's happened, I know who these people are. And you can do it really quickly. That's what's so brilliant about the theatre, is that you can do anything. You can just change it so easily with just a lighting state or a sound cue or just some clever thing that you do. And the audience will go with you. If you do it with confidence, they will go with you. And if they know, there's a thing which is called show the game, play the game. And you show them what you're going to do, and then you do it. And they will go with you, whatever that thing is. But yeah, lovely. The importance of being earnest. It's very close to my heart. I did the importance of being earnest for over a year. And I'm so pleased that that was the play. Because I've done some plays that you'd be hard pushed to do them for 2 months. And it's great because even like in the last sort of few performances, we were still finding new bits. We were still finding, do you think if we time it this way, we could get another gag? And it's got these amazing like triple gags that you can build, and you think, yeah, if you like that one, you get a lovely, you go bang, 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 and it rolls through the audience. It's a brilliant, I love this play. And you were great. It was really good, and it's tricky, and that language is hard, and you have to drive through to the end of the sentence, and you really have to get all your stresses right, and I thought you did very, very well. You've got to, if you're actually doing that show, you've got to crack through those sandwiches. My God. It's really, really good. The amount of eating that Algernon does in that play is just horrendous. Then you've got the muffin scene in Act 2, and you've got to eat all the muffins, you eat all the cucumber sandwiches. And if you choke on, you're done for. I remember doing one, and they used the same, they made them all for the matinee, and then they used the same ones. They thought, we'll do a big batch, and we'll use the same ones for the evening. You couldn't swallow them, because they'd gone all dry. I was like trying to palm mouthfuls of cucumber sandwich and shove them in the aspidistra. It was horrendous. Anyway, enough about that. The names, you need to put some gas under them. So when you first said Bunbury, it's really, again, it's just like a theatrical thing. When you first said Bunbury, put some gas under it, because it's the first time we've heard it, and that was swallowed a little bit. So you've got to really hit Bunbury, and then it's repeated again. But we go, oh yeah, Bunbury. Okay, we know who that is. But that was the thing. And if you're going to get it on the cigarette case, then get it. But you did a bit of like, oh, give me my cigarette case, and then kind of, well, if you want it, it's life or death. So you could be running around the stage, tackling him to the ground to get that cigarette case. Said that. Good comedy bell ring. And Spring Awakening. It was lovely. Very natural, both of you. Very natural, Anna. Lovely stagecraft. Both very comfortable on stage. Good glove work right at the end. It's hard to do things like that. It's hard to put coats on, put your shirt on, do the buttons up, do your tie. I had to roll a cigarette on stage once. That was really hard. Anything like that, and you did your glove very well, I thought. And people noticed. There was a line, don't be cross, but you didn't seem to be cross. Be cross. If someone's going to say, oh, don't be cross, be cross. And the I'm listening was lovely, very, very good. Yeah, lovely, very good. A resounding tinkle. Tinkle. I think you'll find here.
Sorry, I missed out the end.
I'd like to apologise, there's a typo. Very good walking in heels. And good female physicality. Great fun. A nice relationship between Edward and Fred. And good confident clown. It was a tricky piece. I have to say, I didn't know it. Mr. Norton told me about it, and I was like, okay, but I thought you did very well handling something that I was going. Okay, okay, but lovely. And Equus, lovely opening, loads of lovely opening, really good, and it makes a difference. You just have that thing where you go, oh, it's fabulous, fabulous. Very compelling and lovely staging. I had shivers running down my spine, but like quite a lot of it. And I thought that we had a drop again. It's a putting gas under the first time you say things. We had a little drop on the first time somebody said blinded, and blinded is a hard one. Blinded. You've got to do the last D so you get it, because we're going. But then it was good. I got chills on the Murray Mince bit and the double diamond bit, and I thought it was really good. And is it tandem? Amazing presence, amazing, and properly like really chilling, and like you were just there. You didn't have a lot to say, but my God, you were listening, and my God, you were in it. It was great. I really thought that was very impressive. Fabulous music, the wonderful crescendo. I think you could have handled the blinding of the horses slightly more theatrically, because it was a bit like when the rest of it was so slick and so well thought out and so disciplined in your movement. I just thought it was really fab. Yeah. Well done, everybody. Really well done.
Can I just ask the performers and the directors and whatever, can you not spend forever coming down the stairs, please? It's not like Ralph in the morning when you can take 10 minutes to get down the stairs.
Safely. Okay, ready? Best actor runner-up, Joe Boardman. Supposed to be one, and I wanted two, and I won. Not the award. So, what do you want everyone to come up with?
Well, I think just maybe a representative.
Okay,
you can all come.
A representative of Walter's House for the importance of being earnest, and one from Ottilie Hild for the Handmaid's Tale.
young lady who's already been up on the stage twice in the last 10 minutes. Can I just call on Polly, who's going to give a vote of thanks on behalf of everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say a few thank yous on behalf of all of the students involved in House Drama this evening. So first of all, a huge thank you to Mr. Barfield, who's given up hours of his time to help us rehearse and perfect it all. Thank you so much. Next up to the incredible Mrs. Whitfield, who has put together all of the beautiful outfits you've seen on everyone tonight. Thank you so much. Charlotte and Joseph, who in a matter of days have put together all of the tech and all of the sound and the lighting. Thank you so much, you've done an incredible job. Thank you so much, Mr. Norton, for giving up practically every free moment. To give us his incredible expertise and professional advice. We really appreciate all of the skill that you've done for us all. And we've got a little gift